Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Darius Burgess, coming to you guys with another video. I know it's been a long time, very long hiatus. Really no excuse why I didn't make a video. Honestly, I was coming up with content and I was gonna drop it, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But as I can kind of see, I'm still getting attention and traffic to this page, obviously, and it's pretty much all due to the Amazon videos. And I get it because Amazon is a relatively very large venue and, you know, big corporation, so of course they're gonna keep getting all the attention. So and I know, you know, people cycle in and out of Amazon. You know, some people love it, some people hate it. I think the hate it is kind of relatively large. I think it's like 80% to 20% that love it. But anyway, let's just get into this video. This personally is a update and an experience, you know. So if you guys have seen my other video, you know that I was doing packing and stuff like that in the pack department. And so just about 7 months ago, I transferred over to ShipDock. Now, I'm going to get down to what ShipDock is, but basically the reason for me even transferring was because I got tired of pack, you know what I mean? Everybody's synchronized, doing the same stuff. It's just, you're doing the same stuff. I was doing water spider, which I didn't not like, but it just got to the point where it got so easy to me that they would just try to load more work onto me. And you know, my thing about this, and before I get into the video, you know, Amazon people, they'll hire people who are managers or from like other places. Like they might have came from like another corporation and then they come into Amazon and they're completely clueless to what the jobs are, and they will ruin the experience for you because they're so clueless to, you know, doing any of this stuff, which kind of frustrates you, and you know, it kind of throw you off. It's like, yo, what is going on, you know? But anyway, that's that. Like I said, I got tired of being a packer and stuff. Like I wasn't really just packing, but I was doing other stuff within the department. But you know, it just wasn't for me. So eventually I transferred to ShipDock with my brother. He told me about ShipDock and he said, you know, hey man, it's pretty decent down the ShipDock. And he told me a lot of stuff what they were able to do and get away with that, you know, other things we couldn't even do up at upstairs. So I said, okay, cool, you know what I mean? So I didn't make a video right away because I wanted it to be a thing where I got the experience first, and then I said, okay, cool, let me make a video. So like I said, it's been about 7 months, 8 months or whatever, to the point where now I'm like, okay, well, I can make the video. So here's my experience with ShipDock. So basically, and I'm going to give you basically an inside look into it. Now I didn't make a video in the inside of Amazon, but here's ShipDock in a nutshell. You start off doing 2 days of training, right? Now in my opinion, I feel like the video training is kind of like I don't know, it's kind of weird because like you watch the videos and they give you the videos, but it's like at the same time it's like you're not doing the stuff hands-on, so you're kind of like you know, it gets boring really fast. So eventually you'll do those 2 days, right? You'll do those 2 days, and then as you're doing those 2 days, like you'll basically, when you're doing those 2 days, you go through the training, and then they'll eventually give you like hands-on. They'll give you like hands-on or whatever the case may be. And so as you're doing it hands-on, it'll start to make sense to you. You'll have a learning ambassador, you know, teach you stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of what ShipDock is. So ShipDock basically is the final destination. It's where all the packages that came from pack department in singles, they come down a little belt, boom, they come down. Now on ShipDock there's about 20 something lanes up and on main dock, and there's maybe about I want to say 12 in expansion or something like that. I can't remember the exact amount. But basically, it's all the same. And basically, once the boxes get packed, they go through another sort where they're sorting and they're sorting and they're sorting, and then they come down these things with these little slides, right? And so, like I said, there's going to be a bunch of lanes. Like up on main dock, there's like 4 through 26, and what they're doing is they're getting sorted and they're coming down the lanes. Now, some of the boxes that might be going to, let's say, a station out in Chicago or Texas, will all come down the same joint. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, let me name some place. I'll just say, you know, DTW5 or something. That joint will be sorted on like 3 different lanes. You know what I'm saying? And how I know this is because I'll get into that position. But CPTs, when you're doing CPTs, you'll close out these carts. So basically, I'm gonna break it down. You start off, after you do your 2 days of training, you start off as a scanner. So what a scanner does is they have these guns called the RF scanners. You know what I'm saying? Get real acquainted with those, because you basically have those on you at all times. So basically what you do is you come in, you grab the RF scanners, punch your badge, you sign in with your badge, boom, go to the lane that you're assigned to. When you go to the lane, the stuff will either be there already or it just won't. You know what I'm saying? You'll just come in, sometime it'll be dead, it'll be empty. You have some carts that are already filled up. But you'll come in, basically sign in, like I said, go to the lane. Now when you go to the lane, there might be, there's going to be this big thing, a TV, right? There's a TV up here, and it'll say something like SR8A, SR8. Now that's SR as in like the ship sorter lane 8, and it'll be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and there's two sides. It's one lane, but it's 2 sides, because though that SR8A is like 8, and so it might be a cart right there, A, B, C, D, all the way. So you'll have a lane, and they'll have carts on this side and carts on the opposite side. And basically that's just where the packages might be going, specifically related to that location. So you'll have like stuff that going to like Texas, California, depending on where your station is. Stuff that go to Michigan, Chicago, New York, you know, all those places. And so you'll come in, like I said, you'll have 2 options. Now you'll have a cart and you have a pallet. Now the thing about this is it's tricky, because a lot of times you'll be loading up stuff that's supposed to go with the postal office, or you'll have stuff that go with UPS. Now if it goes with any one of those 2, UPS or the postal office, you use a pallet, you don't use a cart. And the reason being is because sometimes, obviously, those are independent contractors, basically, in a nutshell. You know, the postal office and the UPS are independent contractors, so they're not going to take those carts, because those carts are specifically for Amazon. So as you'll scan the boxes, you'll realize, okay, whether it'll say cart, it'll say DML something, and it'll say cart B or something. Like, if you pay attention, you'll notice that a lot. Like, some things will say MSP 5 and it won't say cart. You know those things go on a pallet. You know what I'm saying? And like this stuff, it might not make sense to you in this video, but like I said, you'll get it. The more you do it, you'll pay attention. You'll be like, okay, cool. So then you'll come in, your RF scanner, boom, and all you're doing is just scanning it to the cart or scanning it to the pallet. And your goal for the whole night is just loading up carts and pallets, because like I said, ShipDock is the final destination within the facility, which means it's fulfilled, it's already, now it's ready to be loaded up in the carts or the pallets, and it is ready to go on the truck. You know what I'm saying? But you won't load it onto the truck. I'll get into that in a second. But you'll load up the carts and the pallets, and then after you load them up to a certain height, then you have the second position down there, which is water spiders. Water spiders are basically a key component to Amazon, because their goal is to close out the carts and wrap up the pallets. They do the wrapping of the pallets and they close out the carts. Now, granted, A lot of times water spiders are very lazy. They're not going to do it because a lot of times they've probably done this a million times, so they don't want to do it. Or you might have a water spider who's really on top of it, but he can't be everywhere at one time. You know what I'm saying? At least that's just how I see it. So their goal, their job is to close out the carts and open up new carts, or close out the pallet, wrap the pallet and close it, and open up a new pallet. It's relatively easy. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is so dumbed down, it's not even funny. It's dummy proof. You can't mess this up. If you mess it up, I just don't know what to say, honest to God. But anyway, you'll do that, and then they'll do that. Now, after they wrap the carts up and after they wrap the pallets up, their job is to stage it. Now, after they stage it, they're staged at a specific location where then you have the third position, the CPTs, which stands for critical pull time. Pay attention to this because their job is to come around, take the carts, and put them onto the truck. Remember I said earlier, you guys, the scanners don't load up the truck, the CPTs do. Your job is to load up the truck. CPTs, when you do CPTs, let's say for instance you're on a line, and you can even see it on the box. It'll give you the CPT. You'll scan a box and it'll say 2300. Now 2300 is military time, and that stands for 11 o'clock. And what 11 o'clock? So let's say it's 10 o'clock. Your job as the scanner is to load up that specific joint because it has a certain CPT. It has to be out at 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And your job is to get it out for the CPTs, you know what I'm saying, to make sure. Because CPTs are not technically supposed to be scanning, but sometimes where we're at, we have to do it. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's CPTs in a nutshell. The scanners loaded on the carts or the pallets. The water spiders close out the pallets. They wrap them and close out the pallets and close the carts and set new ones. CPTs just go to the staging areas dedicated to that specific time, and they load up the truck. So those are the three positions, or at least the main ones in a nutshell. Then you have things like transship, where you just loading up yellow totes the whole time. You're not loading up no wrapped packages. You're loading up products that are specifically going out on the truck. Because if you might work at a warehouse that has a specific network of products that needs to go to another station, basically, in a nutshell. And so your job is to load up over there. It's the same thing basically as if you were working on the line as a scanner. It's just you're loading up you're loading up these yellow containers, you're stacking them and then closing them out and staging them. So so that was a scanner, stuff like that. And then also because you're working on the lanes, you'll notice stuff coming down rapidly. A lot of times, like, it'll come down. A lot of times stuff will get so stacked up to the thing that a blue light will come out. Your job not necessarily is to keep knocking packages away from the blue light. So because if the blue light on, that means nothing else can come down. But your job is basically you don't have to be super fast on the lane, but to keep your rate up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You'll probably be two people at a time on the lane, just putting stuff on the cart, putting stuff on the pallet, in a nutshell. So that's ShipDock, in a nutshell. In my experience, I'm going to say ShipDock is better than pack department, because the pack department, you're standing literally in the same position all day. It gets kind of tedious. It gets annoying. It's literally you're just standing there, and I've seen people transfer just for that specific reason. Because ShipDock, you get to move around. You get to have some you have some leeway down there, basically. Like, and I'm talking about where I'm at, it's pretty laxed. I'm talking about laxed. Like, people are going on break for 20, 30, 40 minutes, or people are doing just whatever. You can go on lunch whenever you want to too. You don't have to go at your specific time. If you work in singles or pack department, you have to go when they basically want you to go. You have to go at your set time. So in my opinion, ShipDock is a lot more lenient, you know what I'm saying, because it's such a big area of coverage that, you know, they're not keeping track with everybody. So there's that. Then you have what we call flats. Now flats, so flats in a nutshell is like, say there's 4 stations going to be on this side and there's going to be 4 stations on the other side. Now flats, as your job is, you guys are pretty much standing there like pack 2, but your job is, so the sorter is sending packages down to your specific station in this envelopes and small boxes. You're taking the envelopes and you're putting it on it, you're scanning it onto a conveyor belt. It's like weird. It's kind of like you're at the grocery store and you're putting stuff on the belt and it's just sliding down. And basically you just putting it on there and that's all you're doing is scanning it on there, boom, and letting it go. And it's supposed to scan into this area, what's called, what's flats, where it's going into these boxes. It's basically like a sorter, a bigger sorter. And you're the final sort on flats because let's say you have DML or whatever, like MKE or something, and you're putting it on the thing and it's sorting and it's going into these big boxes called gaylords. You send it down the lane, and then boom, it'll drop into a specific location box. So this is different from being on the lanes, because up here you're pretty much standing there the whole shift. I don't see how some people do it. I did it a couple times where you just scanning, and I'm telling you, it was annoying because I don't like standing in the same spot. You get stiff. But some people, they do it literally. Like ever since I've been down there, they do it every day. I'm talking about clockwork, and they're just putting the stuff on the belt and it's going in a specific box. Some people like that. Now for this specific area, you don't close out the boxes. They do have order spiders down there as well, and that's all their job is to do, is just stand around and wait for something to be closed. Easiest job I think down there is being a water spider. You get so much leeway. You don't get time tracked. Even as a CPT, you don't get time tracked. Indirect roles are probably the best roles in Amazon. You know, just in my opinion, because you're not getting tracked, you know. So you can get away with taking 40-minute breaks. You know, if you need to take a 45-minute break, you know, just don't overdo it, or, you know, you can finesse the clock. And I'm just telling people on this because it's real. You can do that stuff. That's why I think ShipDock is more lenient, because people, you know, the managers and stuff, you know, if you're cool and they see you doing work, they see you working, they're not really bothering you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you take care of what you got to take care of in your time limit, you know, they're not tripping. So yeah, that's ShipDock in a nutshell, man. Did I miss anything? There's other things like within Transship too. There's the robot arm. You can operate that. In the robot arm, all it's doing is just picking up the yellow things, and it's just creating the things, the containers for you. You do that, you can operate that. I mean, some people do it, some people don't. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, in a nutshell. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, man. If you guys have any more questions, or like somebody put on another video, man, if you're watching this video, honestly, I don't want to sit and have a whole long conversation with somebody about Amazon, because here's the thing, here's the honest to God truth. I'm going to say what I'm going to say in these videos, and I might not say everything, but you have to be able to do your own due diligence, or go scour on Reddit. You know what I'm saying? Reddit is a good place too, you know what I mean, for answers and stuff like that. Because somebody commented on my other video and he wanted me to like message me privately and answer a boatload of questions. I'm not gonna do that because I have to type and stuff, and I don't want to get on the phone with a random individual. I'm just being honest, guys. I just don't have the headspace to sit up here and answer questions, and I'm not getting paid for it now, you know what I mean? So that's just that in a nutshell. But yeah, man, that's ShipDock. In my experience, it's relatively better than any other department. Now, granted, full disclosure, I'm not being biased because I haven't been to any other departments, but I heard picking wasn't all that, and stowing wasn't. And where I'm at, they get MET like all the time, like literally every day. They got to do 11 hours, and every week they get MET. So if you're watching this video, do not take an inbound position. I'm telling you, you're gonna hate your life, man. I mean, unless you like overtime, then go ahead. But if you don't, you're not too fond of overtime, do not take inbound, because they get a lot of overtime. And if you don't know what MET is, it's just mandatory extra time. They make you basically come in on your day. your specific day off. So yeah, guys, that's ShipDock in a nutshell. Like I said, it's the final destination, where after the packages are packed, they come down, boom, you scan them on, put them on the cart, water spider come through, load, lock stuff up, or and stage it, and then CPTs come and put it on the truck. So yeah, and then there's problem solved down there too. Problem solved, they just solve the problems. If you have a leakage in the package, or a package has no label or something, they just fix that problem. So yeah, guys, like I said, guys, let me know down below what else you guys want me to talk about within the Amazon network, whether it's the pay, whether it's the medical benefits or something. If you guys want to know something specifically, like how is HR or something, just let me know down in the comments. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification, because I'm gonna drop some more videos. And if you want me to talk about something else, just let me know. All right, guys, peace.